Welcome back to Red Pen of Destiny. We're, of course, still covering the Prodigy's No Tourists. We're here on the second track and second single, Light Up the Sky. You may have noticed it has been a week since the last episode. Kind of transitioning the series to be a weekly series. Doing it every day for over a week was getting a little much for my schedule, so we'll be doing this series a little bit slower, but still going. So we have a lot to talk about with this song. We've got two remixes. There's a song that was sampled. A lot of exciting stuff here. So let's go into our first sample, which is a little exemplification of the synths in this song. Here we go. So as you can tell, it's kind of like a hard guitar edge type of deal going on. I wasn't sure if it was a guitar, but there is actually someone, a Ollie Burden, credited for doing guitar on this track, so I guess it is a guitar. There's also a guest vocalist, Brother Culture. Not sure who that is. But yeah, it's kind of a punchy, typical Prodigy song, really. But we get a positive for the synth, it's positive for the guitar, which I wasn't sure was a guitar, but I am now sure is a guitar. I think, maybe, possibly. But let's have a look at the vocals. I guess this is the guest vocalist, but I'm not sure. So it's kind of like a distorted, I'm not really sure what type of vocal going on there. But that kind of sums up the song itself. There's also a lyric video, which I believe was used for the remixes as well. But it's actually a very impressive lyric video. I mean, I'd hesitate to call it a music video. And it basically just features the blue double-decker bus that is kind of the signature of this album. It's, of course, the main feature of the cover. And a lot of very motion-like animations. But let's jump into the first remix, which is the Special Request remix. I do like how the colors change for the covers. And you can actually see the double-decker bus. You can see a headlight and a part of the grill there. So, yeah, definitely using that imagery a lot in this series. So this is kind of like the chill remix, I like to call it. It's just nice, quiet version. I don't even think that part is in the original. Let's see if we can find something that sounds more like the original. Yeah, you can see they kind of used the vocals. They muted them a bit. But I think it works. I kind of like it. It's kind of a chill club mix type of deal. And it's got some sort of reggae undertones as well. But it's a lot better than the other remix, the Peng Shui remix. I'll let you decide how that is pronounced. But I'm not a fan of the Peng Shui remix, as I'm going to call it. Mainly because it just seems like they just muted the song. They took all the punch out of it. And it's like, well, why bother remixing it then? But here we go. Because like, you can see where the original would have gone, doof. This song went dink. And it's like, really? Don't do that. But I will say I do like the breakdown that happens fairly close to the end. So I'll play that. That kind of made the song a little bit more interesting than it was before, when it was just that. There's also a live version of this up on YouTube from the Prodigy's official channel. So check that out if you're interested. I think it's the only live track they've released from No Tourists so far. Might remain so with the tragedy that befell the Prodigy. But I think we already discussed that last week, so we'll bring it up again. But now we have to do the sample, which is from, and I do hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Mam Rad Lidi by a Jiri Scheilinger. It seems to be a classic 70s type of prog, but with some interesting synth stuff thrown in. So let's see if we get the right part here. That is the correct part. That bit is sampled and used quite a few times during the Prodigy's track, and it's kind of weird going back to a sample when you've heard the song that used that little tiddly bit of the song, which from what I got from listening to the track was just them messing around with the synthesizer and let's just throw some synth stuff in here, which that song does a couple times. It was very common in prog rock of the 70s because it's like, ooh, what's this button do? And you just threw that random bit in there and it was like, okay. I mean, I still remember one of ELP's live albums just because they had a weird and really cool synth break in it. But other than that, I'm not interested in ELP at all. But I did like the sample, and I guess I kind of like the song. I mean, I'm not going to say it's one of the best songs ever, but it had some interesting synthy stuff in it, so I'll give him that. But I think that brings us to the end of this song. I'll be back next week to do We Live Forever, the third track and fourth single, just to be confusing. So, see you then.